This episode of the Rantcast is brought to you by IndiCloud. IndiCloud is a legal online cannabis dispensary for gummies, exotic flower, premium pre-rolls, zero sugar THC sodas, energy gummies, and extra strength sleep gummies. Everything is federally legal hemp THC, lab tested and shipped discreetly to your door. If you're 21 or older, go to www.indicloud.co and use code LEWIS for 30% off your first subscription order. That's indicloud.co, not .com. And code LEWIS for 30% off. Delivered routinely and discreetly to your door. Plus free gifts and free shipping on qualifying orders. And don't forget to fill out the quick survey when you order in order to support this show. Enjoy responsibly. And huge thanks to IndiCloud for helping everybody enjoy summer without accidentally turning it into a second job. This could all go horribly wrong at any minute. Hello, and welcome to the 274th edition of Lewis Black's Rantcast, entitled Happy Birthday to Us, Oh Joy, with 2,500 exclamation points. Yeah, here we are, celebrating the 250th birthday of a country that has more than any other country on earth and is miserable going into its birthday. All of the accomplishments, really, and we cannot smile about them because we have decided that we are, I don't know. If I knew, I would tell you, okay? Because none of this makes any fucking sense, all right? We got more than anybody else, and we got a whole bunch of people who don't want to share it. It's just extraordinary. It's beyond anyone's comprehension, and we're going to celebrate. We celebrate it by not allowing Syrians and Haitians to enter the country. We do. Actually, if you're coming to the border at Mexico, you can't come in anymore or something. We're stopping them there, according to the Supreme Court. No. And then I kind of mixed up the two tragedies, and now in the midst of this celebration of a country based on immigration, based on it. Where did they come from? They came from England and then other places, and it's for all sorts of. I don't want to go through it, okay? And they and so this week, also the Supreme Court decides that the TPS, the protected status of these immigrants who were protected. They were coming into the country because, especially in Syria and Haiti, there was horrific, stuff that had to be dealt with there, and they were. Because of the government, because of the madness in Haiti, which has always been kind of off the, has been insane since Papa Doc and Baby Doc and all the little docs. The decision is made that these people can no longer be protected. We're going to have to send them home. Well, that's going to really work. It's going to really, really work. The nursing homes are going to be, forget it. Okay, my parents were in one. Who do you think works these? Okay, you think? Then there's the factories, and I'm sure that some of the farms and restaurants, all sorts of places. These people have been here. You can repeat it 100 times. Paying taxes. It's been they've been living here a long fucking time. All right, 18 years, 20 years. I'm not doing the math. Okay? All I know is it's been too long, and you're now going to send them back to a country that they are not a part of, and they're raising children. What is the matter with us? Okay? How does he think, this is how they're here because they wanted a better life, the way his wife did. That's how she immigrated, but she's okay. Okay? Just, come on. Get a grip on reality already. It's the celebration of 250 years of the greatest experiment on the planet. And the reason it's a great experiment is because why? It's a melting pot. All right? That's what it is. And fuck Stephen Miller and his bullshit nonsense spewing it out of his mouth. He's Jewish. If anybody should understand it, that fucking idiot should. World War II, they couldn't get Jews in the country, but for Christ, and then they ended up in ovens. What the fuck is the matter with us? Where do they think these people are going to go back? Huh? Now it boils down to war, pestilence, all sorts of reasons. It could be as many as 200,000 people are kicked out of the country. But, you know, who do they think are taking? Are they doing this? Huh? Is this being done so that all the people, these college kids coming out who can't get jobs, oh boy, they're going to be pouring into them. Oh boy, they're going to race to work in nursing homes. They're going to race to be involved in all of this. Yes, sirree, Bob. They're going to want to work in factories. Yeah, that's why they got a college education. Is that why they're kicking these people? No, they're kicking them out because one has to say it's racially inspired. It's racism on a certain level, isn't it? Huh? All of a sudden, you know, yeah, and I don't even know if it's that as much as the fact that, well, you know, that came out under the other administrations who were horrible and let these things happen, and they never should have been. So you're allowing, so the Supreme Court allows one man who they've given deference to because he picked these fucking idiots. So they give deference to one man to make this kind of choice. Are you shitting me? Ain't the way it should work. Or if he wants to do it, then this Congress should be able to come back. We're going to have to figure out a whole new set of rules because of him. Because we have elected a president who basically has decided, has been given all the toys, every toy he wants. Okay? He's a 7-year-old in a sandbox, given every fucking toy he could imagine. And then he breaks all the toys and takes a shit in the sandbox. And it's his sandbox. So everything. But they destroyed that exquisite blue that I was making in the reflecting pool. All these people, he said there were these people came in and this was all done by, you know, these people, these terrorists and stuff who came in and destroyed. No, he drove a motorcade through it. Okay? Son of a bitch. We have to put up with this. He makes shit up. Okay? I lived in that city, and all he's doing is going through it with a hacksaw. So he can drill his name and everything, including this whole concept of him. There's going to be a $250 bill with his picture on it? No! You know, where's Congress just going, no, forget it, you can't. You know why? The reason why, simply, folks, that it doesn't go on the buildings, and he doesn't get to leave this kind of an insane stamp on everything, because you have to have actually, time has to pass, and then we look back and go, oh, it'd be kind of a good thing to do this. Not with schmuck. Oh, no, we got to do it now. We're going to put me on nobody. You've got a whole fucking country of people. 90% of them basically have the same amount of money together as the top 1%. And you're going to, a $250 bill, they don't even see a fucking $100 bill on a regular basis, unless they're trying to put together their rent for the month. And then and in the midst of that, they come up with a Fair Housing Act passed by both, a nonpartisan, and I'm not going to sign that because you didn't sign that. Go fuck yourself. But, you got to be, you didn't sign my Save America Act. And then we have all these things in there we should be, what is this? This is fucking nuts. Okay, but if he doesn't sign it, good news. If he doesn't, or if he doesn't veto it, within 15 days it becomes law. But boy, God, he was able to shush, and who knows if he doesn't do that. And if they can mount the votes, really, to overcome his veto. Does he give a shit? No. God damn it. Well, I am really... And then we're celebrating the 4th of July. I think I talked about it last week. I'll talk about it again. I was down there for the 200th anniversary, all right? Thought it'd be the greatest fireworks show ever. We were all down there, me and my pals. Yeah, my friends, my pals. We were all down. There's about 5 or 6 of us. Wandered down there. This has got to be the greatest fireworks show in the history of ever. Never been down for a fireworks show down there. They couldn't get the fucking fireworks to go above the tree line. That was one angry fucking crowd. Boy, they blamed it on it, that fucking son of a bitch, Jimmy Carter. They blamed it on him. They still blame it on him. And then meanwhile, he's got this America's State Fair from America 250, I think it is, or Freedom 250. I don't know which is which. I think it's America 250 is his. He's going to have and so that started, and it had glitches in it, of course. And I'm sure he blamed that on those freeloading communists who were running around, all of them, billions of them, especially here in New York, where they really are electing communists right and left. He doesn't even know what a communist is. Seriously, if you asked him. Certainly doesn't know American history. I don't know American history. I've just been watching. I was watching the Ken Burns series. I'm going through the first half hour. I'm going, I've never heard this. I never heard that. I never heard this. I didn't know that John Adams was such a rabble rouser. Fucking off the charts crazy. Really good. Well worth taking a look back, because it's shit I didn't know. I mean, or forgot, but I must have known at the time, because I got an A in history. So, well worth taking a look at, is rather than trying to. That's the way to celebrate this, and then get some sparklers so you don't blow your fucking hands off it. How many hands will be blown off? And we've got to deal with that, huh? As the emergency rooms are filled with people whose hands are blown off and they can't afford anything because they don't have health insurance, of which half the country apparently doesn't have health insurance. And isn't that great? Isn't that just dandy? Huh? Let's celebrate. Bullshit. It's unbelievable. Just unfucking-leavable. Meanwhile, I forgot to mention that I last week was in a play on Broadway called Celebrity Autobiography. It wasn't really a play. It was a number of really fine performers, I not being one of them. I read Vanna White's biography. We read biographies of a variety of celebrities, and it was a lot of fun. I've done it before. It was great to be on a Broadway stage working with a number of other people. I'd never done that. I'd only done solo shows on Broadway, and it was, and so I really kind of wanted to do that. It was a block and a half from where I live. And I got in the show that night, and that show, the closing notice came in the day I entered the show. I entered last Sunday. It was finished this past Sunday. So I was supposed to be working there this week, and I was looking forward to it. But, a week was not, I got it in. I was able to do it. And I'm also proud to say that after, 30 years on The Daily Show, I can't even keep up anymore. I got they were able to grab for me an Emmy. So I was happy with that. I now have it. It was from 2012. They were able to do it, and I've been yelling about it for years. It was like, come on, guys, I'm on the show. I do some of the writing. I'm not listed as a writer, but I do some. After 30 years, I've written a lot. So at least 50 words. So I was very happy with that. So it wasn't a bad week. It's been a good week. But do I feel like celebrating what's going on? It's hard. It really is. Not in the midst of these kind of things. Not in the midst of you telling me that those who look a bit different from us and are really willing to do the jobs that we're not willing to do and come here and believe that by doing those, their children will have a better life, and many of them do. And we see it time and time and time fucking again, don't we? And we're going to stop that. because morons like Stephen Miller see it as a threat. Jesus. Whew. Who's got the energy? And that's it. I'm looking at my notes. That's really it. I'm done. I've got one other thing. I've got a couple things here, I think. A 14-year-old has been arrested for robbing a children's lemonade stand at gunpoint in Boston. I'll repeat that, okay? A 14-year-old has been arrested for robbing a children's lemonade stand at gunpoint in Boston. The unnamed suspect, who ran off with the stand's cash box, now faces charges of armed robbery, the 14-year-old boy, and unlawful firearm possession, because it's a 14-year-old boy. David Byrne, who ran the stand with his sister, said he was a little annoyed by the crime. We're 12 and 11. You shouldn't really do that, said the 12 and 11-year-old about the 14-year-old. Wow. You know, does it sink through to people? I don't think it does. That the way it happens, the way it works, it starts at the top. And if the top is fucked, the bottom is fucked. Your children are fucked because of it. If that's the example, you're going to get a 14-year-old robbing a lemonade stand. Probably because his parents needed money, or he needed a Nintendo. Who the fuck knows? And then the other one, where is it? Yep, well, that's it. There's no need to dwell on this. Just have a good 4th. Barbecue, eat all the fatty foods you can, okay? Because that's the day for it. It's a celebration of the Fatty Food Festival, and that will free you of all of the madness. Nothing better than a well-done rib, some pork, a couple of steaks, burgers, hot dogs, whatever it is that trips your fucking trigger. I'm going to be trying. This is not going to, just to see what they're like. Is the Impossible Meat hot dog? Why the fuck not? Next to a real hot dog, and see what that's like, and some burgers, and maybe who knows what else. And I'm looking forward to it. Yep, we've got some great, we do, some really wonderful rants coming your way. And it was a privilege and a pleasure, as always, to be able to read them for you. And that I'm trusted with that. And it means a lot, you know. Happy birthday, you guys. All right? And let's hope the next one is better. Who knows? This episode of the Rantcast is brought to you by IndaCloud. Why does the 4th of July basically seem like America collectively decided to stand outside in the heat and see what happens? Doesn't seem relaxing, does it? And that's why IndaCloud exists. IndaCloud is a legal online cannabis dispensary for gummies, exotic flower, premium pre-rolls, zero sugar THC sodas, energy gummies, and extra strength sleep gummies. Everything is federally legal hemp THC, lab tested and shipped discreetly to your door. Well, let me tell you, IndaCloud, it really does the number when I need to get to sleep. It puts me to sleep and keeps me there, and I need my sleep. This summer is when every weekend has an itinerary, and the group chats do nothing but organize more events. You don't need more plans, you just need to enjoy the ones you already have. One IndaCloud soda, and everything feels a little less chaotic. Still present and still having fun, just not mentally organizing the next 3 weekends while enjoying this one. Then, at night, their new Midnight Raspberry Extra Strength Sleep Gummies could help you wind down your day. Oh, yes, they could. If you're 21 or older, go to www.indacloud.co and use code LEWIS for 30% off your first subscription order. That's indacloud.co, not .com. And code LEWIS for 30% off. Delivered routinely and discreetly to your door. Plus free gifts and free shipping on qualifying orders. And don't forget to fill out the quick survey when you order in order to support this show. Enjoy responsibly, and huge thanks to IndaCloud for helping everybody enjoy summer without accidentally turning it into a second job. David Malcolm Rose, who actually has something truly to bitch about, Despite the countless emails I'm getting from our president telling me how wonderful the VA healthcare system is, there's room for improvement. Don't get me wrong, I'm grateful to have it. If it weren't for the VA, I would have fallen dead in a ditch years ago, only to be eaten by feral hogs. Mounted up on the wall of every VA waiting room is a TV which is spot welded to Fox News. The chairs all face the set and are bolted to the floor. It gives the whole place a Clockwork Orange vibe. The only things missing are alligator clips and eye drops. The chicken little Fox commentators are constantly telling us the sky is going to fall. I once saw a service dog cowering in the corner with its paws over its ears. On my last visit, they proceeded to wind my stem until my blood pressure was at stroke level and then gave me a referral for stress management. The guy they sent me to was a humorless, arrogant twit. I don't mind the arrogant or twit parts so much. They abound at the VA. But a therapist shouldn't be humorless. He gave me a pencil and paper and said he was going to show me a stress management technique. I was to write down the 3 things that were causing me the most stress. I wrote down VA waiting rooms, and humorless, arrogant pricks. He then told me to tear up the paper. We were not going to concern ourselves with the causes of stress, but focus instead on how we process that stress. Wow. Wait a minute, I said, piecing the paper back together as best I could. Aren't these the droids I'm looking for? It was my first and last session with that doctor, and a short one at that. Don't bother thanking me for my service. I was a draftee and an incorrigible fuck-up the whole 2 years I was in. Good for you. Good for you, David, and good for pointing. It's good that you tore that up. Excellent. Just excellent. What fucking... It's unbelievable. How do you not find someone who wants to work with the VA who has a sense of humor? God damn it. It's ludicrous. Just fucking ludicrous. Unbelievable. Thanks, David. From David Fideli, and the pickle debate has begun again. Hello, Lewis. After listening to someone defend pickles, I had to say something. Pickles are fucking disgusting. They are cucumbers that have been destroyed by a solution of vinegar, salt, and aromatics, whatever the fuck those are. And you know where pickles don't belong on? Cake. Cake! Why am I bringing this up? Because on your alma mater, The Daily Show, they had an article about J.D. Couchhumper Vance doing a segment on Fox News where his homophobia is so great that he was threatening to eat a pickle cake instead of a chocolatey fudge cake. Maybe someone should have told that armoire adulterer that before they are sliced, pickles are shaped like a penis. To reiterate, fuck pickles. From pickles to politics. Thank you, David. We move on with Gary Rowan. Lewis, blackmail indeed. Exactly my rant. Blackmail. Epstein's side hustle was marketing kids. His main cash cow was blackmail. A New York financier gave him a $32 million mansion. Gave. He liked his aftershave. He made great restaurant recommendations. Gave it to him, as well as tons of wealth to manage, invest, and collect lots of fees on because he was nice. He had some very hot photos that if they got to the National Enquirer, it would put him away for life. Epstein had files on people that would make J. Edgar rotate in his tomb. Why does Drumptkopf have Lindsey Graham's pecker in his pocket? Graham got a free lunch pass at Mar-a-Lardo? I doubt it. Little boys are still wondering, who was that masked senator? DJT has more dirt on billionaires than the spoils outside the Grand Canyon. Who got the contents of those safes on Epstein's island? Oh, the FBI disposed of them? Nothing to see here. Ha 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 ha. If you found a 200 megaton nuke, you just toss it in the dumpster, right? Here's the keys to infinite wealth and power. Let's put them in the lost and found. Huh? Good old dirty old-fashioned blackmail. Good enough for the Borgias. Good enough for the Trump clan. All my posts like this disappear faster than a wallet left on a New York subway seat. I've seen my camo-wearing military type lurking at my IPO office. Even Facebook goes blind when I post this stuff. Blackmail. Try it, you'll like it. Works better than a car bomb. Let me see that algae blossom over the waters. Wow. Interesting thing at the end there. I like that, David. Gary. Wow. Got to get the name right. Thank you, Mr. Rowan. Santino Solis, I just want to let you know that I sent your email on because I enjoyed reading it. I'm not going to read it aloud. It's not a rant, and it's very complimentary, and it's really nice about George Carlin, who had a tremendous amount to do with my career. And I sent your email on to my friend Kelly Carlin, George's daughter. And if you've not read her book, well worth your time. Alicia Moss. Here's one we haven't heard yet. I need to know who is responsible for those stupid screens at the gas pumps. The ones that advertise to me, well, I'm trying to have 30 seconds of quiet while I fill my tank. I mean, for crying out loud, I'm already buying something. I'm buying gas. It's not enough that gas is almost $4 a gallon. Do you also have to take advantage of the fact that I'm a captive audience in order to try to sell me some useless garbage I don't want? Or watch some idiotic trash TV show, all with your obnoxious, too loud salesperson on cocaine voice? I just want some peace. Is that too much to ask? It didn't used to be this way. I remember a time when I could simply select which gas I wanted. Start the pump, wait a bit, pay, and then drive away. Well, not anymore. What asshole decided to do this? Why have we, as a society, decided it's okay to be prodded and bothered every waking moment of our lives? Can't we just, I don't know, have some time to fucking breathe without having every spare second treated like a sales opportunity? It's summertime here in South Louisiana. When I tell you it's hot, I mean it's hot. It feels like the surface of the goddamn sun here in June. What am I doing instead of, I don't know, standing next to my car, enjoying the breeze in a few moments to zone out and thinking about nothing? I'm sitting in my blazing hot car with the engine off, baking in here because I'm trying to avoid hearing about deals. Shut the fuck up! Boy, that is really true. The constant fucking noise. And when you go to a restaurant, at least here in the city, trying to find a restaurant you can have a conversation in is beyond belief. The noise that is created in restaurants now, what are they thinking? And then they jack up the music. I didn't come there for some sort of Spotify moment or whatever the fuck. Huh? Or Pandora Weekly. What? I just fucking allow us to talk. That's why you go to dinner with friends. Son of a bitch. All right. Thanks for getting me upset, Alicia, and I really enjoyed, well worth it to get that off your chest, because it really is. No one's bitched about it. So well done. This is from Shawn Norton. Good day, Lewis. Shawn from Ontario, Canada here, and here is an example of how how awesome our healthcare system is. I wiped out an electric scooter with beer in my backpack. Landed on my back hard. As I'm walking my crooked scooter home, I noticed two things. It hurt to breathe, and the back of my leg was soaked. Fuck. What a waste of beer. When I got home, my mom could hear I was struggling to breathe. Don't you want to go to the hospital? No, they can't do shit for ribs. She then says, what about your shoulder? I grabbed my shoulder. Fuck, yup. Something ain't right. My collarbone was sticking out and up. Oh, I go to the hospital and waited 10 hours for an x-ray and what looked like a one-day free shipping $2 sling. Wow. Come back in 5 days. I go back and wait 8 hours for the surgeon to say, great news, no surgery. What do you mean? Well, with some physio, you'll be all set. You'll just have a lump there permanently. What the fuck? There's no one here that can snap this shit back in place? Fuck me. I tell the doctor in Ontario works, equivalent to welfare, I can't afford physio. He tells me, quote, grab a broomstick and watch some YouTube videos. Wow. 18 hours of bullshit just for you to tell me that I'm gonna look like a fucking freak for the rest of my life? But don't worry, go watch some YouTube. You fucking jackass. Cheers. Wow, Shawn, that's a shocker. You don't usually hear, that kind of news from Canada, and thank you for sharing. And now, of course, I'm sure the powers that be are always saying you're online. Boy, you'd be better off being with us. At least you got in it after 8 hours. Sometimes here you went to the emergency room to go to the and that's the length of time here to see someone. But I think you'd get physical therapy, but they'd ask for your credit card. We can go on and on and on. All right. Thanks to all of you for listening to my Rantcast. If you have a rant you want to get off your chest, send it in to me at lewisblack.com/live. You can think of it as therapy, or whatever you want to think of it as. Just let it rip. And I want to thank the true stars of our show, the ranters, and the splendid rants they gave us. Lewis Black's Rantcast was created and hosted by me. Lewis Black. Our live rant audio was produced by James Salter. Our theme song by Chris Lane. Executive producer, Ben Brewer. Executive producers, Matt Kleinschmidt and Robert Kelly.